Good morning. So I have been loving making tofu scramble for lunch since I've been working from home. So today I thought I'd show you how I do it. So I always use extra firm tofu so that it doesn't fall apart when I'm cooking it. And since tofu has such a high water content, I always try to pat down as much water out of it as I can with paper towels. And then I'll crumble it into bite-sized pieces into a bowl. And depending on how I'm feeling that day, I'll make them smaller or bigger. And typically so I didn't do it in this video, but I usually would add soy sauce to marinate it in here right now before I start cooking it, but I ended up adding it in at the end this time. Then I'm just going to add in some seasonings. So I'm starting with some hot chili oil. I've been loving how the hot chili oil just adds a lot of flavor to it. And then I've added some garlic powder. And I also love sesame oil, but I add that later. And then some seasoning salt. And then we got some pepper up in here. And some chili powder. Careful with the chili powder though, because it gets hot pretty quick. Then depending on what I have in the fridge, I'll add whatever into it that I think would be good. And so today I have some mushrooms that I'm cutting up into some chunks, and depending on how I'm feeling that day, I'll cut them into smaller pieces or bigger bite-sized chunks. And typically I would add the mushrooms in first to saute, but today I decided to throw everything in all at once. And typically I would also be mixing this in a bigger bowl so I have more room to toss it around and get everything coated with all the seasonings. But here I'm just adding some more of the same seasonings on top. And then yeah, like I said, I just thought this bowl was cute for the video, but typically I use a way more spacious bowl so I have space to toss it around. So just adding the same seasonings, and then I'm going to heat my skillet up to like a medium high, and you want to wait until your skillet is pretty warm, pretty hot actually, and then I add some olive oil, and then I add in the tofu and mushrooms that I just seasoned. And I usually try to saute the mushrooms first just so that it cooks a little bit more before I add in the tofu, but today I just put everything all in together. And then I also love adding sesame oil, which I will do here in a second. So once it's pretty hot, I'm just stirring it around, getting everything pretty hot, adding some salt. And then here comes the sesame oil. I've just been loving how much flavor the sesame oil and hot chili oil have been adding to my dishes, especially like a stir fry or anything with kind of an Asian twist to it. I also like adding zucchini and other things like that to the tofu mix whenever I do have it. But today I love adding, not today, but I always love adding as much spinach as I can fit into the skillet just to get my spinach intake, or else I won't eat it on its own because I'm not a huge fan of the taste of spinach, but it's so good in this tofu scramble. And it shrinks down to such a small size that I don't mind adding too much of it. As you can see here, it's dwindled down to almost nothing in there, and it just adds a nice touch of green, and you just feel like you're eating something healthy, you know? And I've just been loving this since I've been working from home. Just as a nice healthy lunch that still hits the spot with the flavor, but doesn't make you feel like really heavy or you're eating a bunch of meat or a bunch of heavy, greasy foods. And like I said, depending on what I have in the fridge, I'll throw in different ingredients. So this is pretty customizable to what you like or what you have lying around, but I just wanted to share and hope you enjoy it too. So today is a really exciting day because ever since we moved in, we've been having increasing creaks on both of our staircases. So today we finally got our handy guy to come and fix it. So let me just show you. I'm so excited. Brian is going to be so excited. No more creaks. The stairs feel super, super sturdy now. No creaks. Coco's testing them out too. And then And then I cannot wait for Brian to get home. And they're still, so they covered all this stuff up, but they're still working on this bottom one. And I'll insert a photo here, but earlier he actually had to cut out the drywall here. So this is a new piece of drywall and get into the steps upstairs. That's why they're so sturdy now. So that was super cool. And it was so super cool to see the exposed stairs. I'll insert the picture here, but he actually just left. He's gonna be back to paint over all the patchwork here. But as you can see here, let me just show the downstairs. Oops. Okay. So going in here, this was cool. Last night I had to take out all the stuff that I had storing under the stairs here. So I have all that stuff over here and some stuff upstairs too. But let's see in here. I cannot wait. And I just, I think he did a lot of it already, but I think I just asked him to also take a look at this part, the landing of the top of the stairs, because that gets creaky too. And I was actually telling Brian last night that I don't even know if I want to continue storing stuff under here. I wanted to actually, and this kind of connects into our laundry room. So I got so excited once I cleared out all the stuff and I vacuumed and stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, like we could take down this door and make this into a little nook or something, even though I do need the storage space, just because, like I said, we have so much stuff that needs to be stored in there. I just thought it's so dark down here. I just really thought it would be cute if we could have some sort of nook here, like either like a reading nook or like putting this desk in here, making this kind of a desk area or something like that. I thought that would be really cool. But then if I do that, then I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do with all this stuff. So that's a whole nother monster in itself. But maybe I can kind of disperse of it. But here's also just an update of our basement. I'm so happy the lights are finally in. Feels great. So I cannot wait to see once he is finally all done. Here's Budman. He is just resting since I'm finally home. He's very upset that I left him for a couple of hours. And then, oh, we're very excited because the stairs are done. The stairs are so much more sturdy now. Romeo does still need to come back to sand down and paint this wall, the drywall that he cut out to do the steps. But very exciting because look, sturdy. So we're super excited about that. Cannot wait for Brian to get home and test them out. He's going to be so excited. And now I have to put those things back in under the stairs. So let's do it. Okay, wait, the moment of truth. The master is home. The master of the steps. What's the verdict?
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Oh, and I vacuumed the steps.
Thank you. God, that thing is silent. Very nice. That's awesome. Wow, the bottom steps are amazing. Damn, that's nice.
And now the top.
Oh, wow. Very nice. Money well spent.
Wonderful.
Very
I thought
nice.
so too, because every time I would run up and down today after he left, I was so excited. It just felt like I was in a new house.
Oh, wow.
That's what I wanted to see.
Nice.
Cook, do you approve? Oh, can you let R know? Next time you go back up, because I know you're about to turn around and go right back
Very
up.
nice.
Run this time.
I don't want to bust the shit.
Oh, son. If that's all it takes to bust it, then that was not money well spent, because I'd be running up and down these steps.
They aren't. Come on up, dude. That's awesome.
Oh, bless you. Hey, Lauren. I think they're waiting for you. for a treat.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's good, right?
Very good.
Coco and Oren both approved as well.
Feels good. I gotta do it one more.
Okay. Do it as many times as you want. Bud, I know what you want. Okay. We're just having leftover lasagna for dinner that I made last night. And then we are celebrating the stairs with this ginormous perfect peach. Look at this thing. Is it not perfect? This is the most perfect peach I've ever seen in my entire life, and it's huge. Look, it's like a softball, literally, in my hand. And it's so perfectly like firm and smooth. And this is the new cutting board I got today at Home Goods.